Hey, what's going on, guys? So, Chad Williams here, and I'm standing in the very parking lot that I was in when I made the decision that I wanted to become a Navy SEAL, Golden West College. And I was on campus today just doing some interviews with some of the students that were out here, and you're about to see some of those interviews. Unfortunately, somebody had called the police on me, and they lied and said that I was harassing people. So, of course, the police need to respond to that. And when they showed up, they saw that wasn't the case. You know, my meter was running pretty low out there in the parking lot anyway, so it was time to take off. But kind of funny that someone would have to lie like that and say that I was harassing people just because they're upset about the topic that I'm talking about, and it's the topic of abortion. Okay, what was your name?
Anastasia.
Nice to meet you, Anastasia.
Nice
I'm
to
Chad.
meet you.
Okay, so bald eagles, what are your thoughts?
They need to be left alone
Okay.
because they are beautiful birds.
They are majestic creatures.
When my dad was younger, he had a pug and it got swooped up by a bird.
Initially, what's your opinion?
America.
Bald eagles, they look cool.
American.
You know what's really interesting is that it's actually a federal crime to kill a bald eagle. It's a felony, and you could be fined tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars, do prison time. And the same is true when it comes to the eagle's eggs as well. So here's the hypothetical life and death scenario, right?
Okay.
Let's suppose there's a woman that becomes a homeowner, and she's got her pad set up just the way that she likes it. She's got her spot in the backyard under the tree where she likes to do a lot of her reading and meditating, but one day a bald eagle comes flying along and it decides to set up shop and starts nesting there. And it's screeching, it's irritating her, it's pooping all over her spot that she likes to do this reading and meditating. It's going bump in the middle of the night, keeping me up. I don't want to coexist with this thing that's a burden to my life. So she decides, like, look, I've had it. That's it. I want to kill this thing. She's so mad she wants to dismember it and suck it up with a vacuum.
I'm definitely going to be an advocate for the bird.
Do you think that she has a right to choose to do that?
I don't think she has a right. She can, and if she does, she should expect the consequences for that.
What's your perspective on abortion?
I'm definitely pro-choice, so yeah.
So you would support the life of these birds and advocate, for their life and say, look, lady, you don't have a choice. Just let the birds live.
Yeah.
I do think that women have a right to abort.
It's an easy answer for me.
Okay.
I would say that we're in their natural habitat.
So advocate for the life of the eagle.
Absolutely.
Because they're exactly where they
Even
belong.
if it was me. I mean,
Abortion. It's a very gray area.
Personally, I'm a vegetarian, so I'm very for animal rights and everything like that.
Yeah.
But I would just let the bird be. I would not harm an animal.
Right. You're an advocate for the life of the bird. Why is it that you would be an advocate for the life of the bird, right? That lady doesn't have a choice. She's got to let the thing be there and live, but you wouldn't be an advocate for a baby.
Because abortion's a little bit more complicated than that. It's like a lot of different choices are made, like when an act of conceiving a child or like that whole situation. It's like a lot more emotional than...
I agree. I mean, like babies are more valuable than birds.
Kind of.
What would be your perspective on the topic of abortion? Do you think it's a woman's right to choose?
I do believe it's a woman's right to choose because it's her own body.
But do you believe that a baby should be born into the world if it doesn't have a free chance, like as much as the next person? I don't think that you should bring a baby into the world if you're not prepared to give it the ultimate best route to live. Like, if you cannot mentally take the pressure of handling a kid, like, do you know how much money it costs to raise a kid?
I'm aware. I have two. So think about this logically, though. When it comes to the life of these birds, we're advocates for that bird, for the eggs. We don't want this lady to, dismember it and suck up all the eggs with a vacuum.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the life of babies, especially in the early stages, are we really willing to have doctors go in and dismember them and suck them up, with a vacuum? Aren't babies more valuable than birds?
They are, but I think, you know, human beings and the life of a human being is a lot more complex than, say, a bird.
Exactly.
And
more valuable.
And yet, as a parent in that situation, let's say a woman's pregnant, she has to take a lot of factors in consideration, you know, making that decision. What if they're not financially, you know, well off, they can't provide for the baby?
So we just left child development.
Yeah.
That's the class that we just left. In that class, we're learning a lot about how some people shouldn't have babies. Like, it's just true. Like, there's so many. So I graduated from Marina High School, and I just wrote a 5-page essay the other day about my favorite teacher from there, and he had adopted 2 kids. One of them, his mother was a heroin addict, so when he came out of the womb, he was addicted, like himself was addicted to heroin, and he has a lot of problems. I feel like...
Wait, are you saying though that he would have been better off if he was aborted?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there are some kids where their parents just can't... There's too many kids in the foster system. There's too many... Not enough kids are getting the things that they need in the foster system, and I can speak on that firsthand because...
But are you saying that they're better off?
No, I'm not saying that
if
they're
they
better off. I'm saying that
would not have...
some people cannot take care of children.
So because some people can't take care of children, we should abort them?
Yeah.
Wait, listen to that. So think about the logical connection there. I'm trying to get people thinking. You know, why is it that you would be an advocate for the life of a bird and say that lady doesn't have a choice, she needs to let that bird live, but you wouldn't be an advocate for the life of a baby?
Because that's different to me and my personal perspective. I spent my life in foster care. I'm glad I wasn't aborted, but my heart has been extra hard. My life has been extra hard. I didn't start school until I was 27 because nobody told me that I should go.
You don't know what the hormonal changes are like involved in that. So you couldn't say that you know what it's like to have a child. So why would you want somebody else to bring a child into the world and then give the child up when you could rather just
kill it?
No, you would terminate the problem.
In the beginning, before, you know, that fetus is created, you know, into an actual infant or baby, then
Well,
yes.
define what fetus is. It just means offspring, right?
No, it does not mean offspring.
Literally in the Latin, it means offspring, after its kind.
No.
That's why, like, humans have humans, dogs have dogs. Yeah, fetus just means offspring. It's just a stage of development. That's all it is. Seriously. And so now we're talking about the value, right? So the value of a bird is so important to us that we'd be advocates, you know, for the life of the bird and the life of its eggs. We say, this lady, you can't, you know, we get it. It's a hardship.
Yeah.
But this hardship isn't justification for you to go and butcher this bird and vacuum it up now.
Yeah.
But that's exactly what's happening inside of the womb. They decide, because this baby is such a burden to me, I'm going to butcher it. They butcher it, they literally dismember it and vacuum it up. And so it is wrong when it comes to doing that to a bird. And what I want you to kind of get thinking about here is it's especially wrong when it comes to a baby.
Yeah.
Does that kind of change your thinking on it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have this kid and it might have a good life, but there's not a chance. Like, it might have a good
So give me an example of a child's life, like current situation right now, where it actually would be better off if they would have just been executed.
Well, say the mother was doing drugs and they could come out with health effects. Why would the mother want something that she had no idea about, like a child that she had no idea that she was gonna like be prepared for? Like, why would she put herself in the situation to have somebody be born into a life that they know is gonna be shorthanded, like from the jump?
So you think that you're better off dead than to live life with health defects?
It's like, okay, you're putting words in my mouth.
I'm just following your logic. You could restate it.
But it's like, it's more difficult than what it is. Like, you're saying you're comparing babies to birds. Like,
right, babies are way more valuable than birds, and you're an advocate for the life of a bird.
Me personally, I don't even like kids, so yeah.
There's literally a waiting list. There's a waiting list of
Well, that waiting
parents.
list is actually because, gosh, it's
For newborn babies, they want to adopt a baby.
Newborn babies, that's easy to get adopted. But there are
Okay, that's
children
all we're talking about.
But I'm saying that there are children where their parents.
If newborn babies are easy to get adopted, then have the newborn baby. It's better than killing it.
But what are we talking about? Like the kids that their parents ended up losing custody of them because they couldn't take care of them, and those kids just go straight into foster care.
Okay, that's a stinker, but going into foster care and being alive is better than being dead.
There are actually a lot.
Don't you agree with that?
That don't end up.
There is a lot of kids in foster care that don't have
But it's better to be in foster care than to be dead, right?
I mean,
Think about it. I'm just trying to get you to think it through. So after that thought experiment, do you feel like you might have changed your views a little bit and you'd be pro-life now instead of the pro-choice to murder?
I do think so, because like when comparing it to like birds and stuff like that, like a lot more people are like, oh, pro-animal, like don't kill them. But then when it comes to a baby, it's a lot different. People think a lot differently about it.
That's right. Birds are important, but
Yeah.
babies are way more valuable than birds, right?
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much
Yeah, you're welcome.
for your time.
I think our conversation's over.
All right, guys, that about wraps it up. Good way to spend a lunch. Hey, make sure you go check out some of my other videos. I do a lot of faith-based and corporate speaking. And if you'd like to be involved in getting me out to your church or event, hit me up at sealofchrist.com and we will get that ball rolling. And in the meantime, make sure that you are subscribed and you have notifications clicked on, because there are more videos to come. We have more work to do. We are putting a dent in that kingdom of darkness. It's divine sabotage. Out.